What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and in today's video, we're going to be stopping and taking a look at 5 affordable key comics from modern DC. With the market correcting itself from the high prices from the lockdown era, it's interesting to see and take a look at what we can pick up for an affordable price, as well as look at where it was. Let's get into it. Shout out to the homies over at Big Time Collectibles. Check them out on their website, on social media, or you can find them on Whatnot Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. If you need anything clean or press, my boy Justin can hook it up. The link is in the description. Take advantage of it. Let him know you found him via the channel. And as always, a huge shout out to my local comic shop, ABX Comics and Games. If you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to hit them up, look them up, and swing through there. Let them know you also found them through the channel. It's a fantastic shop. Do comics, tabletop gaming, all the stuff and things. And I also want to say, before we leave this video, I will tell you how you could be the proud new owner of an Incredible Hulk 180 CGC 8.0, the first appearance of Wolverine. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to hear about those details. So let's get into it. I've been looking for an idea, a reason, or something to do, like kind of a repetitive video, a series of a sort. I did the graded comic collection video series, and it was an absolute blast. It's kind of fun to have something planned moving forward. So I decided, like, especially with the market having been spiked in the lockdown era and things starting to course correct, like people say we're hitting like a low, but a lot of it is just kind of market correction. There's some books that have gone down really low. There's some books that are kind of maintaining, but needless to say, there are tons of books to be had. So I decided to do a video series where we start looking at key comics that are affordable from different period. So this is going to be modern DC comics in this video. We'll look at some Silver Age stuff moving forward, some Marvel, some independent publishers, and we'll look at different eras as well. But today, for this video, we're going to start with modern DC comics. Like, a lot of people are definitely Marvel-centric these days, and you can thank the House of Mouse and Disney introducing so many people to comic books and the world of superheroes for that. So we're going to do kicking it off with DC to kind of showcase some other stuff, and some of these are going to be very relevant to some of the stuff that's coming. You know, we got a lot of stuff coming under James Gunn's new built DCU. He has the whole Warner Brothers thing going on. Let's see if I can get this last one here. Got it. All right, so we're going to kick it off with some of these are definitely associated with the announcements that we've had from James Gunn, but this first one is kind of out of left field. I've been quietly collecting Green Lantern keys for the last couple of years, and one of those that I'm happy to have in the collection is none other than Justice League number 31. This was a massive book. It was a great storyline, but the most important thing that came out of the storyline, in my opinion, is the first appearance of Jessica Cruz. She became one of the newest Green Lanterns. She's kind of not heavily used in comics right now. She's appeared in some animated features they've done, but it's a character just kind of waiting on the shelves to really like have her moment to shine ever since we got into this current Dawn of DC and Rebirth era and all that stuff. But issue 31 is her first full appearance. You can get it in a raw copy from about $25 to $30, but a CGC 9.8 is only $134. Now, that is down from an all-time high of $300. So this book was circulating the market for $300 at one point, down to $134. That's a pretty solid price to pick up an already graded book. Considering to get it graded yourself, you're looking at like $25 a book plus a $5 service charge plus shipping and insurance and stuff. So it's a fairly decent deal. And with James Gunn having announced a DC Comics Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max in the future, if everything goes to plan, we could potentially be seeing not only Hal Jordan and John Stewart, but other Green Lantern characters. And you know, it's always good to have one of the more popular female characters included in that list. Next up, this one should be a no-brainer for any and everybody who collects DC Comics, but it's Batman number 656. This is the first full appearance of Damian Wayne. Now, without splitting hairs here, Damian Wayne could go back to as early as Kingdom Come, but with the current main universe's Damian Wayne making his first full appearance in Batman 656, this is kind of a no-brainer. Another character that has been confirmed almost directly to be appearing in the new iteration of Batman under James Gunn's DCU. This is one that should only be going up. It's kind of criminally low. You can pick up a raw copy in a good, solid condition for about $40. Now, a CGC 9.8 of this one will cost you a little more at $221, but that's down from a record high of $425. So it's $200 below where it has previously peaked. So it's definitely worth considering going ahead and getting that one graded out. Now, all these CGC prices I'm showing today are just 9.8 because, again, these are supposed to be affordable, shop where you can kind of thing books. Now, everything's not so cut and dry with the main tentpole characters like Green Lantern or Batman and Damian. There's other stuff you need to consider, like the DC Milestone universe. They have been teasing and talking about doing a Static movie for years. He had his own television show in the 90s, but a live action feature is supposed to be coming along at one point. So Static #1 definitely makes this list the first appearance of Static. A raw, again, is around $30. You can pick this up. That is insane. There are multiple covers. They did 2 different covers for this one. There's also like the silver foil edition case you can do that will cost you more. But the standard Static #1, all $30. CGC 9.8, 127. Killer deal. This book has a record high of $499. $500 in the CGC 9.8, down to 127. Might be a potential book you might want to jump in on at this point. I don't see that book personally going much lower than that. If it does, it's Static, But another character that I think everyone should probably consider making like some kind of show of an appearance, especially since we saw what happened this past summer at the box office. People did not respond well to Barry Allen in the theater. Ezra Miller's The Flash was a huge disappointment for the studio. Not very many people enjoyed the character, the actor, the film, none of it. Barry Allen has been successful for television, but not for the big screen. But that makes you wonder, will the studios look to do something different? And I keep talking back to the films about all this because it really is the movies that move the needle with these comics. They will be at a standard price inside of the comic market until an outside element puts pressure on the market. Typically, in this day and age, that is the popularity of the characters that gets influenced by movies performing or underperforming. It hits a wider audience, gains an interest of a lot of more characters or people out there, and they decide to step in and pick up some comics. So that is where the big pressure from the outside comes in, is the theaters, the successful TV shows, stuff like that. So it makes you wonder, if they do something with the Flash moving forward, could we potentially see Bart Allen or Impulse get some love? He made an appearance in Smallville back in the day. He was fantastic. But Flash issue number 92 is the first full appearance of Impulse. You're looking at a $20 raw comic. That is an amazing price, especially for a book that, even if you don't care about films or reselling, you just want to get one for your personal collection. Bart Allen is a reoccurring successful character that's in DC Comics, and his first appearance is only $20. That's insane. A CGC 9.8, 110 current value. That Flash 92 had a record high sale of $300. So if you're wondering where all of these prices are coming from today, I decided to do the same thing I did when I did my graded comic collection series and use coverprice.com. CoverPrice is one of the many comic book resource tools that's out there. You have things like the Overstreet Price Guide, eBay Last Sold, CoverPrice, Go Collect. I'm just still playing with CoverPrice and I'm getting used to it more and more. I'm enjoying it, having some fun. And by looking at some of these values and going out looking at things ourselves, we'll see some of the strengths and weaknesses of it, how well it really holds up in other areas. But for now, what I'm using still is CoverPrice. We'll look at some other stuff and some other resources in future videos. But this last one, book number 5 for this list, is kind of a curveball. Now, I said this is DC, and these characters sure enough are, but they didn't start there. No, Midnighter and Apollo from the Wildstorm universe started at Image Comics. They were creations of Jim Lee under the imprint that he owned. Once leaving Image and selling his brand to DC Comics and going over there to help run the ship, his characters came with him. So these are characters that I think are the most interesting, that have the most upward momentum to go. You already have the Engineer confirmed by James Gunn to be appearing in the Superman Legacy film in 2025, Midnighter and the Apollo should not be far behind. These are the analogs for Superman, Batman over in the Authority, but they started in the book Wildstorm issue number 4. A raw copy of this will go a little bit more than the others on the list, but it's important to mention it now because it should only be going up. These have the shortest fuse on them out of all the ones listed here today. $59 for a raw copy with the CGC 9.8 costing $400. Believe it or not, that is not its ceiling. This book is down $200 from the record high sale of $599. The Authority has been announced by James Gunn. The Engineer is set to appear in Superman Legacy. These characters are coming. If they're characters that interest you, having met them in the Superman comics or anywhere else, it's worth taking a look at now because the market is in a great place for buyers. Sellers are dumping books left and right. Keys are everywhere because, in my opinion, it looks like the market will continue to go down a little bit more before things get better. This holiday season, next year is a buyer's market. We get to be piranhas just out there just getting anything and everything. I've constantly said shop where everyone else doesn't. So if you have a wide net of interest, cast it out there and see what you can find for a great price versus chasing down specific books and settling for whatever the sellers are moving them for. So that's my thing that I like to do. I figured I'd share that bit of information with other people. So let's talk about a massive comic book grail. Hulk issue 180 in a CGC 8.0. Myself and my good buddy DJ Links decided to do a channel member event. This is our second annual channel member event over here on YouTube as a way to show appreciation to all of our channel members. We have got together and we are going to rehome this incredible copy of the first appearance of Wolverine, which has a fair market value of over $1,000. Hit that join button, support the channel because everybody that is a member of this channel will get 2 entries into that event. If you're a member of my channel as well as DJ's channel, that will be a total of 10 entries at the time of the event. We are going to run this for December and January, and we will draw and see who the winner is and have the whole event the night of In the Mix on February 2nd. But the last book we used, Ultimate Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, and we did that live on my channel. So this time around, we're going to do it on In the Mix. So be sure to check out the full video I did showcasing that book, and me and DJ talk about it in all grave detail. Go back to my YouTube channel's landing page, and you'll see it pinned at the top of that. So I appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what 5 modern DC comic keys that you're after or you've recently picked up for a great deal. I'd love to hear some stories down in the comments. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.